So you're a Giants fan. Well, guess what? And you want to take Haskins number one, where you're about to get rebutted. Why? Because you don't know football. You'd be like, yo, Jeff, that's an audacious statement to say. Ridiculous, outlandish. I don't know football. Well, do you? Ask yourself that question. Does a bottom 20 offensive line sound good to you? Being 29th in the rush sound good to you? Yeah, sure, we scored the most points in our division. But does any of this stuff sound good to you? You want to draft Haskins number one overall because you're one of those people that think the Giants are a quarterback away. You do. Because that's the only thing that makes sense in that scenario. Because if you had your head on screwed right, you would know, you would take stock around the league and look, wow, Jeff is right. You look at what the Eagles did with Carson Wentz. They had an offensive line in place. You look what the Giants did with Eli. We had pieces in place in the offensive line. And we took them. When Dak Prescott stepped up, Cowboys had an offensive line in place. Our team gave up 401 points last year. But you want to take Haskins. Why? Because you think we're a quarterback away. Really? And you think some rookie quarterback fresh out of college is going to suddenly make up for any deficiencies you may believe Eli is causing this team. Now, I'm not arguing for Eli to stay. I could care less if he stays or goes. Because I know my team has holes. Let me pose this question to you. If you're a Giants fan and you want to take Haskins, let's say Haskins stayed in school. Hypothetical. You have Tua, Fromm, Herbert. Do you rank him in that class? If your answer is third or fourth, or even second, why are we taking Haskins this year? What? So you can sit behind Eli? You don't like Eli as it is. So what is sitting behind Eli going to do? Any journeyman quarterback can give that kid the same wherewithal and the same mindset Eli would, the same knowledge. So I ask you again, why would we take Haskins? Okay, Jeff, that scenario is a little wild. Okay, let me give you this one. Do you really think you're getting Haskins at 6? There's not a quarterback-hungry team, especially if Haskins performs on his pro day and in the combine. And right now he's unanimous number one. But after that, if he's still the unanimous number one, you don't think that somebody's going to leapfrog us at number 6? Absolutely they are. This is a quarterback-desperate league. And those teams that are going to leapfrog us have an offensive line in place. Washington Redskins do. The Jaguars do. I'd even argue the Miami Dolphins do. Maybe they have a little work to do on their line. They can't keep a quarterback that's constantly getting injured in Tannehill. They might need a quarterback of the future. Would it shock you if the Tampa Bay took him at number 5? We don't know if Bruce Arians is in love with Jameis Winston or not. Knowing that we possibly have to move up, you're giving capital for next year. So how are you addressing the offensive line this year? You got 1 second-round pick, no third-round pick, 3 fourth-round, 3 fifth-round. Your starters don't usually come from the 4th and 5th round. Yeah, some do. Sometimes you get lucky and you get a Jesse Armstead in the 7th or a Tom Brady in the 6th. But generally, your starters are 1, 2, and 3. When are we going to address this? Don't tell me free agency. I'd argue free agency is a bigger crapshoot than the draft. Agents we've brought in the last 3 years, how many have really worked out? Goose egg. Yeah, some guys have turned out to be decent backup role players. Soldier's okay, but he wasn't what we paid for. We overpaid an average lineman. So tell me, why should we draft Haskins? And don't sit there and say I'm not making any solid points, because I am. Because I'm starting to wrap your guys' head around the fact that there's so many holes on this team. We're not going to contend anyways next year. And I'm being totally honest with you. Yeah, sure, I'm going to be on there every Sunday, rooting my heart out, watching Bad Dog, watching Entertainer Talking Sports, go through their live stream. Easier schedule, but we're not going to contend. Do any of you truly believe if we draft Haskins, we're going to be a playoff team next year? You know he's not starting off right away. If he's coming in after the bye week, whenever that may be, or after the halfway point in the season, we're already have a losing record as it is because you're replacing Eli. Do you think this kid that has to go through growing pains is just suddenly going to carry you to the playoffs because you believe Eli is so inept that he can't do anything? I'm not saying we don't need a quarterback of the future. We do. But quarterbacks aren't left up to chance. You need to do your due diligence. You need to take the best quarterback prospect possible. If that means waiting a year, I'll wait a year. Because we're not one quarterback away, guys. What has always been the continued issue? The Eli issue is a new thing. Last 2 to 3 years. It's a definite issue. But what has been the larger issue? No pass rush. No blocking on the offensive line. Can't get off the quarterback consistently. Can't close out games. Look how many close games we've lost in the last 2 years. Because of an inept defense that gives up over 400 points a season. You can't give up 400 points a season and then go become a Super Bowl winning team. Yes, the Giants did that in 2011, but that is not a recipe for success. That's why they continued not to have success after that season. Don't tell me to draft Haskins when it doesn't make any sense. Do the right thing and wait one more year. It's been one giant rebuttal. Please like and subscribe. Comment. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. Go ahead and rebut me. I'm waiting. And go Big Blue.